Hello and welcome to the Decibel Boost podcast, the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution. I'm your host, Robert, and I really wish Post Malone would bring me some Popeyes. And with me, I have...
I'm Alex, and much like how everything's a JoJo reference, everything's a Yuri on Ice reference.
And...
I'm Mark, and it's a smiley face. Bitches love smiley faces.
Oh man, why did you have to say that? Now I'm sad.
Say hi to Pops for us, Charlie Murphy, and Rick James, and Prince.
And basically everyone. Yeah, that was really sad.
Like, yeah, it was.
Shit, I remember being a wee youngin' and Charlie Murphy was the first comedic actor I really got into from the good old days of Chappelle's Show and the Boondocks.
Yeah, man. I'm the first noticing that guy. Was the guy who watched Chappelle's Show this guy looks strangely familiar. What?
Yeah.
All right. Oh man, this dude's fucking funny. And then from there, this Chappelle's Show, the Boondocks. Damn, man, that's
Black Jesus.
Yeah, Black Jesus, and that's yeah.
Shit, I think that one's still got a third season in it. I wonder what they're gonna do now.
Yeah. Oof.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. So anyway, episode 30. That's 3 times 10. Or something. Math jokes.
Yes, that is 3 times 10. You are good at math. Well done, Rob. Here's a golf clap for you.
Gee, thanks, Alex. I'll take it just because, I'm as good at math as you are bad at Kingdom Hearts.
As you are bad at Overwatch.
Good thing Overwatch doesn't matter to me, and I could give less of a shit.
Well, since Tyler's not here, I'll do it for you. Fuck you, Rob.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna say fuck Tyler anyway. And to anyone who's listening to this, don't you dare mute my audio. I heard what you said, Tyler. Seriously, what the fuck, man? Just that fucking son of a bitch.
Well,
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so have all of us had an eventful week in the past 7 days?
Boy,
sort of.
Howdy, we have.
So, who wants to go first?
I believe the rule says jury duty trumps everything. So, Mark.
Oh, fuck.
If you can.
Okay, fine. This morning, I got called for jury duty this morning, and I thought, damn it, I have to go to this shit. So anyway, I went there to do all this shit, and basically they picked, if I want to be it's more of a preacher thing. They chose a name randomly. We're gonna pick 18 of you out of you 50, and you got an excuse you can't do it. Leave now. I'm out of here. Damn it, I'm not doing it. I'm out of here.
I wish.
You are now a fully grown adult, Mark. Congratulations.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Maturity.
Sort of.
Jeez, I remember when I had to do jury duty, who knows how long ago. It was it was easily the single most boring day of my life.
I'm not looking forward to when my day comes.
So I'm guessing, Mark, your day was just you sat in a room for 8 hours and nothing happened?
Well, I thought it was gonna be that. But when they say, hey, if you can, usually they go like 4 days like that shit, but they said to me, if you got an excuse why you can't do it, you can leave. And I do got a legit excuse. Because I have a job that actually pays me. Well, better than this.
Well played, sir.
Yep.
Well played.
Yeah. Oh, and also, small thing. I saw Fate and the Furious. Blah blah. It's all right. It's a right movie. It's a good entertainment movie. Although I will say, the dude got some bits problems about let's see. Jason Statham joined the team. I was like, hey, y'all okay? We're you want the man that killed your mans to join y'all?
Yeah, that was kind of weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was I'm your new teammate, but you can't. Why? And then like, they bring up like, of course, there's some moment that's, okay, spoiler. Well, not spoiler. I'm not gonna spoil me, but yeah, somebody gets killed off. I'm not gonna say who, but I doubt you remember them anyway. For the last few movies.
Yeah, and then I like the way they tied it all together, but it was weird. They brought Jason Statham in as sort of giving him like a face turn. They brought in the villain from the 6th movie. They brought in Helen Mirren for some reason.
Helen fucking Mirren. Although, I mean, the husband hinted a bit like she wanted to be in the movie, which I thought, okay.
Yeah.
You know, this all sounds so much wackier than the reviews I've heard about the movie.
Oh, it's a fun ride. Don't worry about it.
It's wacky as shit.
I would like to say,
I'm sincerely hoping...
I would like to say, this movie is a far better Ghost in the Shell movie than the live-action Ghost in the Shell. And here's why. Charlize Theron plays a cyber-terrorist hacker who hacks into 1,000 cars in New York City and remotely commands them to drive both on the streets to sort of help their evil, nefarious plans, as well as off of a parking garage down to the streets. That's something I would see in Ghost in the Shell.
A cold waterfall.
Oh, boy.
So, wait, you're saying Jason Statham becomes a good guy?
Yeah. It's a little weird. They do a really good job, I'd say, of trying to sell it, but yeah, that was kind of weird.
So you're saying it's kind of like in Stardust Crusaders when Polnareff decided to join the heroes?
If you want to spin it like that, sure.
Yeah, there's
Look,
that.
Everything is a JoJo reference. We've been over this with you people.
You mean like how Russian Yuri develops a conscience and decides to help Japanese Yuri? Therefore insinuating that everything is a Yuri on Ice reference?
Yeah, even that whole spiel is a JoJo reference.
Makes sense to me, whatever.
Plebe, I say. But yeah, speaking of weekends at the movies, I of course went out to the movies this weekend. And I finally got to see the smash anime blockbuster hit, Your Name. You know, I don't think I've been this sad watching a movie since Inside Out. And I mean that, like, for real. It's so beautiful. Makoto Shinkai, you magnificent bastard.
Yeah, I mentioned last week I was too sick to go to the theater to go see Your Name, but I got better. So I went and saw it. I saw it subtitled because, well, you got to see it dubbed. I didn't. It was playing dubbed like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I am asleep at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, usually.
But yeah, it was just the animation, the writing, the voice character work. It all hits you in the feels. And that ending. It's like if 5 centimeters per second was a complete bullshit.
C'est magnifique. Just well deserving of every bit of that $330 million it earned. Should have gotten an Oscar.
Who knows? Maybe it will this year. Maybe sorta. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to come out at least for 3 months. We gotta wait until at least August to hopefully get it out on DVD and Blu-ray. Come on, Funimation, hurry the fuck up! It took long enough to get in theaters.
Hey man, I'm still waiting for Shin Godzilla to come out on Blu-ray. They got to get to that first.
Oh man,
and I didn't even get to see that movie in theaters. But yes, Your Name, just a masterpiece on every level. They finally turned the fuck around.
Yes! They did what Dandy and Scarlet should have done.
Those poor
that scene still hurts me.
Everything is a Space Dandy reference as well.
And
that, in and of itself, is a JoJo reference.
Well, I guess I'm going last this time. Kind of a weird way of doing things, but okay. Have I mentioned lately that I sometimes hate my coworkers? Because I really do.
Once or twice.
Yeah,
and apparently one such coworker decided he wasn't going to show up for work. So I had to cover his morning shifts at 7 o'clock in the morning on Easter weekend. Which, granted, it wasn't terrible because, it's Easter weekend. It was dead slow. But not showing up for work and calling me in because there's literally nobody else to work the shift. Like that's just some shit right there.
So very painful and sad.
Yeah,
especially when you did get enough sleep the night before, and working in the morning kind of messed up my sleep schedule a bit, because usually I'm, asleep until like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm not up at fucking 5:30 a.m. to get ready for work. I'm usually about to leave work at 5:30 a.m. 2 nights of the week.
Oh.
Yeah, but thankfully this guy is out the fucking door, and I say good riddance, because if I ever see this guy again, I am punching him in the fucking mouth.
Ah.
Damn.
I see.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, aside from that, had a good little Easter dinner at the lovely Waffle House, which I saw a rare sight on Sunday. Have you ever seen an empty Waffle House before?
No, I have not.
Well, I did. I've never seen an empty Waffle House in my entire life, and I've been to a Waffle House at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there are people there. It is a sight to behold.
To be honest, when you say empty Waffle House, I'm picturing a scene out of like an art house film. Like some student's like freshman year project. The saddest sight in the world.
It was weird, but it meant the food would be fresh. It was delivered quick. And for the record, Waffle House hash browns are the best hash browns on the goddamn planet. Fuck you, McDonald's. Your hash browns suck.
Waffle House is okay. They usually don't have enough crispness for me, though.
You gotta add
soggy.
You gotta add some ham, some cheese, and some salsa. Covered, diced, and dunked.
Sounds good.
Okay, you say so, pal. Not sure that'll improve the crispness of the hash, but we got to move on before this turns into another training chef podcast.
Don't worry, we don't have much to talk about this week.
We have some, so we might as well get to it with the new song releases of note from this past week. Of course, if you're listening, there will be a link in the description to a playlist that you can check out to listen along. So, starting from the top, the Black Lips. They have a new album that's due out approximately a few weeks from now, May 5th, called Satan's Graffiti or God's Art, and they've dropped another song from it called Squatting in Heaven. By the way, remember, these are the same guys who are releasing that bunch of their albums on cassette in a freaking McDonald's box this weekend.
Record store day. I'll be there at like 6 in the morning to stand in line for 4 hours.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is a band I don't really know, like, one or two songs from. Like, I know their Adult Swim single from way back in 2010. I think they played once on Fish Center Live during the Super Bowl last year. Which, to be honest, was a better use of my time than watching fucking Coldplay. But, this song, Squattin' in Heaven, it's about what I expect from this kind of band. The guitar sounds are very, layered, trippy, twangy, and hazy. And the leads themselves are equally fuzzy with how they kind of, like, howl over the beat. And it just kind of almost has this, like, live aesthetic, like it was recorded during a bar show or something. It's alright, I guess.
I can barely muster up a response to the Black Lips at this point. I'm just... It's a bit of an overexposure because, as I mentioned before, here in this city, we don't have an active rock station. We have an indie rock station, an alternative rock station, if you will. And this is the kind of band I hear on the radio about 17 times an hour. I'm just sick to death of this indie rock, alternative rock nonsense.
I guess it gotta make sense, I guess. But, we had to talk about something.
Yeah.
And now, moving on to something much heavier. we have an album announcement with a song to accompany as well. Death metal icons Suffocation are dropping a new album June 9th called Of the Dark Light, which may or may not include ellipses at the beginning of that title. Honestly, I gotta check that for sure. And they dropped the first single from the album, Your Last Breaths, via one of those weird 360-degree videos. It's kind of a bland video. It doesn't give you much to look at. Maybe if it was a lyric video, there'd be more to it. But I've heard quite a bit of Suffocation. My day back in the first death metal band I ever played drums in, Suffocation was one of the bands of choice for everyone else. And so I've heard some of them. I think I'd say I like some of their older material with the more raw, like, 90s death metal production to some of the newer stuff where it just kind of sounds like every other, like, overly technical death metal band. Which is kind of all I really have to say about, like, Your Last Breaths here. You know, it's technical, like, the guitars are very noodly and shred heavy. You know, the drums are fast, and there's also plenty of deep vocals and an occasional brie or two, you know?
Mm-hmm. Some of the guitar work, like in the main riff and the verses, it came across like a bit of a Necrophagus vibe to me. Like, it's just the way it's super fast and technical and wanking.
Yeah, that kind of death metal wankery always just kind of bleeds into a bunch of necrophagist worship for me.
Yeah. One question about the drums. Did they just trigger all the drums and just route it to a tune track patch? Because that's what it sounds like.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, back in the band I was in, you have no idea how much the guys were pressuring me to get triggers for my drum kit.
Oh. Ignore the voices in your head. Listen to your inner Glenn Fricker. Be a real drummer, not an R2-D2.
Yeah, if I'm gonna sound like shit playing double bass drums, I'd rather at least have it sound like shit because it's me and not sound passable because of technological augmentation.
Yeah, you don't want any technical difficulties or anything.
Yeah, but, you know, overall the song it's okay, but like I said, like, the technicality of it just kind of leaves it a little bland is all.
Yeah, mostly technicality and not a lot of, emotion to it. And you know me, I like my metal like I like my coffee, with flavor and richness and a little bit of sweetness in it. And this doesn't have all of that.
That's also how I like my coffee. More like I like it with a fuckload of sugar.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, moving on to something that has actual personality, famed solo artist Todd Rundgren. His latest solo effort, White Knight, comes out on May 12th. And after revealing the track list, we also have the first major song from that, a track called Deaf Ears, which features some interesting collaborators, namely the film composing dream team of both Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. You know, they did The Social Network and Gone Girl, and I assume a couple other movies as well.
I think they did the remake of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
They did, yeah.
Huh.
There was a Nine Inch Nails song used in the opening of that movie. I can't remember what it was.
Well, we could probably look it up during the break.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's certainly an interesting duo you want to have on your song. Now, lyrically, the subject of the song is about mankind's destruction of the environment and nature around it. And the beat that Reznor and Ross put out kind of conveys that feeling in a sense, because with the sort of exotic percussion and the moody, like, literally offbeat piano keys and airy synths, it almost kind of sounds like the soundtrack to a National Geographic documentary. Just, much better. And whenever Todd sings, like, he's singing about how we don't pay attention to our effects on the world and all sort of cries to be careful and whatnot fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
There's these occasional, like, industrialized bursts of vocals in a sense. So it kind of has, like, the serene, calming feel of, like I said, a National Geographic documentary, but with just enough of an unnerving presence to it to make you sort of get the point. I really like it, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. One thing I've noticed about Todd Rundgren, even though he got his start as like a 70s heartthrob, he's managed to sort of adapt to the times fairly well. And I mentioned this because back in the 90s, he put out an album exclusively for the Philips CDI, aka that console with the 3 shitty-ass Zelda games.
Oh boy, I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
What were they thinking?
Nothing!
Yeah, any other thoughts, gentlemen?
Not really.
Seems like you all don't have as strong of a reaction, but maybe this next song will provoke some shit out of all y'all. So, last week, we talked about a song by Gorillaz which featured a guest verse from Pusha T. This week, we're talking about a Linkin Park song that has a guest verse from Pusha T. Yeah, this is where you prepare that whole meme, record scratch, freeze frame. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. So we've had 2 Linkin Park songs so far that were, in the words of Anthony Melantano, not good. And we got a third one here called Good Goodbye from the album One More Light, due out May 19th. And once again, this song, it's not good. Again, just it's so... Okay, here's what really bugs me in particular. This song, at least from the lyrics, I'm guessing is supposed to be some kind of fuck you, get out of my life diss track type of thing to, I guess, some unnamed person. But this song is fucking more limp and more lifeless than a love ballad by Bryan Adams.
Okay, so with the first single, I got 20 seconds in before I shut it off. The second single, 40 seconds. This one, I actually managed to listen to the whole thing, and I didn't completely hate it. So, progress.
Whoa. Hold up here, Alex. Hold on.
Let me defend myself here. The song structure is crap. The synth pop vibe with the trap beats, they do not work, especially with Chester Bennington's vocals. Mike Shinoda's rap is kind of, yeah. I kind of like Pusha T's rap. That's the part I got into, which made this song a plus for me. But, the chorus hook, terrible. The synth pop melody with the trap beat, not good. Pusha T's verse saved this for me. I know the song idea with the lyrics is, stupid and done to death a million times over, but delivery and cadence of those verses, it worked for me. It worked for my ears.
Yeah, this sounds like some very crappy EDM power anthem with and of course with which has a guest rap feature. Well, 2 guest rap features. One being Pusha T.
Forgot.
The other one being this guy named Stormzy. He's a UK grime rapper. We'll say this, even if those 2 got the more tolerable verses, I couldn't bear listening to this again. This, I mean, and I'm not even a Linkin Park fan. This sounds like some dog shit that I would hear put on the radio. This sounds like, you know what? This sounds some Chainsmoker bullshit. That's what it sounds like to me.
Speaking of, in the Billboard article where the song is featured on, there's a quote saying that they're going for a slightly more aggressive Chainsmokers type of sound, which, yeah. Don't do that.
Why would
Don't do that.
anyone want that?
They're not influencing. Oh, great.
Okay. I have to address this right now, or we're never going to address this. The Chainsmokers' debut album charted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 for their debut.
You know.
Fluke as hell. Okay? The people who thought they would be good as pop stars, sack them. And then sack those people. No, you don't do that. There's a reason why Mike Posner works better as a songwriter than a pop star. He doesn't have charisma or personality. The Chainsmokers, they don't have charisma or personality. They work better with other artists who have charisma and personality. Okay? Tangent over.
Okay, so getting back to the song, just so I could say one last thing. Okay, Pusha and Stormzy's verses work better than the rest of the song, because at least they sort of have, I guess, the personality necessary to sell the concept. Mike Shinoda, shut up. Chester Bennington, double shut up. This whole album, just throw it in the trash, junk it, start over.
Yeah, honestly, this song would have worked better if it was a Pusha T song with Linkin Park as, features, but whatever.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, they trying to make an album influenced by the Chainsmokers. What the fuck?
God.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, we want something better. It's speaking of something better. Oh, look, there's Logic again.
Yeah, boy.
Woo!
Thank God.
Sinatra. Yeah,
Also
our boy Logic. He's released the second single from his upcoming May 5th release, Everybody, with the humorous title of Black Spider-Man. That title. And to think it actually happened.
I think it... I think it did happen.
Well, I mean, and before someone tries to gotcha me, yes, I know about the comics. I was referring to the movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's right. The animated movie that's coming out.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting into the song itself, this song, much like the last one, also sort of touches on Logic's, racial identity as, mixed race, black and white, and sort of how he fits in the world at large. But whereas the last single, which I believe is the title track, honestly, I'm kind of blanking on the specific name, but...
Everybody.
Yeah. Whereas the song Everybody sort of tackled the subject in a more aggressive, confrontational manner, this one sort of, raps about it in a more positive and life-affirming way. Heck, as soon as you get hit with that beat, which is this absolutely gorgeous piano, ballad with some...
God damn, it's so gorgeous.
With some big band horns in there. Logic actually living up to the name bestowed upon himself of the Young Sinatra.
Yeah, it's very upbeat and almost pop in a way, but you just can't help but get into it. And also, I love the line, "I'm biracial, so bye Felicia." That's always good for me. Friday references are always a plus for me.
As always. And also, the production really sold me. I really dig this very upbeat production. This is all that makes you feel all fucking happy and shit. Well, positive, and like it's like you definitely, it's a song that you definitely want to move and dance to. It's poppy, it's probably in a good way, which is probably that I feel like I hope a mainstream audience would accept this.
Huh?
I said it is poppy in a way that I think a mainstream audience would accept.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think.
I certainly hope so.
I could.
This is good. This like I said, this is the good shit.
Oh yeah.
I could probably see this creeping into like the top 40, maybe lower half.
And what was it? I read the singer on the song. What's his name? His name is I'm blanking on the name of the singer, but yeah, I think he did well on that. On that too. On that too. Also in the video, like towards the end, there was a skit with the cats getting high, talking about, man, Spider-Man should be black. Black Spider-Man. Black Superman. Shit, I'm blanking on it. Shit.
Those cats are funny.
But don't we already have a Black Seinfeld with Wale?
Oh shit! That's
the album about nothing.
Oh shit! That's fine. Nine months for Wale person, but fuck it, all right.
Yeah, he's all right. Speaking of the video, Part of me really loves the fact that Logic dances like a white person does. It's so cringy, but I love it.
Indeed, it is. Maybe he needs to learn from his Mexican wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was another funny punchline in the song.
I shouldn't be white. I shouldn't be black. I shouldn't be my Mexican wife.
I know y'all fuck with that.
Yeah. It's good to enjoy some of the, more downbeat, despair heavy kind of songs like on Damn. But songs like this, they're a good yang to the yin, if you know what I mean.
Indeed they are.
Yeah. This one that lifts up your spirits.
We need more of that kind of music nowadays, especially nowadays.
Yeah, we do.
So, good song. Can't wait for everybody. And now for the last song in the week, which was a bit of a surprise. So, as I'm sure we all know, over this past weekend was the, I believe, first weekend of the 2017 Coachella Valiant Arts Festival.
Kendra killed it!
I heard there were ninjas.
Huh?
Yes, there were ninjas.
So you're telling me
also, Radiohead stormed off because they were unhappy.
Oh.
Yeah, they had some technical problems, but, whatever, who cares? Kendra killed it!
And of course, as we all remember, the big Saturday headliner, which seems to be the only headliner that people give a shit about apart from the Sunday one, was dear old Mother Monster Lady Gaga. So, in the middle of her performance, at some point, she had debuted a new song called The Cure. Parentheses, Robert Smith kicks ass. And immediately after the performance, she announced, okay, the song is now available on, Spotify and stuff, so go nuts. And so I had to check. I'm like, well, son of a bitch, there actually is a song called The Cure there. Holy fuck. And so I listened to it, and, okay, people aren't gonna like me for saying this, but I just couldn't get into this song.
Oh, you disappoint me, Rob.
Hear me out.
You disappoint the monsters.
Hear me out. Let me explain. Okay, what I can't get into the song for specifically is the beat. It's just not a Lady Gaga style beat as I understand it. Instead, it's that kind of weird, generic pop music that, you hear a lot nowadays where it sort of sits in this awkward sort of, I guess, kind of dark and mopey, but vaguely sort of happy-ish sounding at the same time. The verses are really subdued, and then the actual choruses are sort of these half-hearted, attempts at, triumphant catchiness. In fact, you know what this is? This is basically a mediocre Sia song. It's just,
damn.
This is not...
People are not going to like you for that.
This is not why I listen to Lady Gaga. When I think Lady Gaga, I think personality, charisma, and sheer raw pop star power. But this is I don't know, this is someone just this is what I imagine Lady Gaga would record if she was at the end of her life or something, In
fairness, this is probably just going to be a one-off, so, one and done, move on.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, dear God, could you imagine if she came out with an album that sounded all like this?
Oh,
so,
God.
I didn't like the synth pop vibe in the Linkin Park song. You didn't like the synth pop vibe in the Lady Gaga song. I guess that is the textbook definition of agree to disagree.
Yeah, but see, it's acceptable to hate on Linkin Park nowadays. Lady Gaga, there's not much contention if you say the slightest negative thing about her. Even if you are a fan of her like I am. I want that to be clear. I like Lady Gaga. I just don't like this song.
I'm on the opposite. I thought it was alright. It's a good slow jam synth pop song with a really heavy dance hall vibe to it. Perfect for the Coachella crowd. Bim bam boom, there you go.
When they're not listening to Hans Zimmer going bwom.
Oh, I actually heard a lot of good things about that performance. I sort of wish they would put up the entire performances because, they're a West Coast festival airing concerts that go on until fucking 3 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast. Come on, Coachella. What the hell?
Well, I mean, I think they've archived some of their... I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure they archived some of that shit.
They've archived like 1 or 2 songs from each performance, not the entire concert, because I would like to see that entire Kendrick Lamar concert, Coachella.
I want to see the ninjas, damn it. I want to see Kendrick Lamar reenacting his favorite Naruto episodes. Except without the frogs. And the bad storytelling.
And all the excessive drinking.
Hey, that's just me. So now...
It's not just you.
True. So anyway, that basically about does it for the song discussion. So we're going to go on a little break, and when we come back, we'll have the news for you. See ya, kids.
Stay tuned and shit.
And we are back. Unfortunately, we're opening with news of another major death in the music industry.
Again.
And this time, it's a JoJo reference. I swear, I didn't intend for that to happen. That's just how it shaked out. Unfortunately, the man in question is none other than Geils, the guitarist and leader of the self-titled Geils band. The Hanged Man is now dead. I bet Polnareff had something to do with this. So, yeah, obviously, he passed away at 71, and, you know, during his time with his band, they released, 11 albums, and some of which were some of, pretty big ones, especially Freeze Frame, which had Centerfold, which, holy shit, wasn't that what they changed his name to in frickin' Stardust Crusaders, the official translation? I think it is. I'm pretty sure of this. But yeah, obviously with a man who's had as long a career as he has, this is very sad, and, you know, we wish our condolences to his next of kin and his surviving family members. Anyway, moving on from that to something a little more interesting. You know, if there's one thing you've probably gathered from listening to this podcast, well, okay, 2 things. One, we're all colossal fucking nerds.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
And second, nerds have to have hobbies too. Now, I know that might sound kind of weird and vaguely contradictory, but let me explain. When I'm using nerd in this context, I mean a friggin' scientist dude who probably has PhDs and makes 6 figures and never gets to see his wife and kids. Lucky bastard. So, yeah, obviously, scientists and guys like them, they, have hobbies and stuff. They have stuff they do when they're not engaging in research. Take one Dr. Sammy DeGrave, the head of research at the Oxford University Museum of National History. In his downtime, he likes to listen to the musics, if you will, with his favorite band being, of course, prog rock legends Pink Floyd. A band fit for a nerd.
And stoner, especially if you are akin to laser shows.
That is true.
Freaking laser beams, man. What the hell am I saying?
Mark, go in the corner. Go in the corner. Unless
Bad
you're going to
Mark.
reference Cat in the Hat or Wayne's World, the greatest Mike Myers comedies. But anyway, so Mr. DeGrave recently discovered a species of shrimp, informally known as the pistol shrimp, but since he's a Pink Floyd fan, he decided to give it the formal name of Synalpheus Pink Floydi.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Now, the interesting thing about this particular species, as is noted in his research and in various articles, the shrimp in question, it can kill predators by snapping its massive pink claws. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Hold on. Big, meaty claws.
There you go.
And creating a sound that is up to 210 decibels. Now, Alex, you're the audiophile here, so would it be possible for you to put that sound level into context?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm just going to throw out some regular numbers. A normal human conversation is about 60 decibels in volume. A car stereo is usually about 110 decibels. A rock concert is 150 decibels. The sound of glass breaking is 163, as is the sound of, say, a jet airplane taking off. 210 decibels is equivalent to a 2.0 earthquake. That's pretty loud.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Yeah.
That
the only thing, the next
crazy.
thing above that is at 213 decibels, which is a sonic boom. Not like, in Street Fighter. I mean an actual sonic boom. Which generates, according to the website I'm sourcing, 1.2 gigawatts of power, which I suppose would be handy if you're trying to go back in time or back to the future in your DeLorean.
That is, that's very loud.
Yeah,
That's
and this
fucking
is why
loud.
you wear ear protection, like I do whenever I go to Guitar Center to play drums.
Yeah, now that's interesting because I've listened to quite a bit of Pink Floyd. Shit, I have the Discovery box set with the remasters of all their main studio albums. And I don't think they've ever gotten as loud as a goddamn low-magnitude earthquake.
Yeah, let's just say, if you've ever heard the Stephen Wilson song, Get All You Deserve, in the second half where it just gets more droning and louder and louder and louder, if you put that into a really high-power, high-quality stereo system, some glass is going to break. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to get really fucking loud.
Shit, DeGrave himself even sort of gives the reasoning as to why he decided on the name. Like, obviously he named it after the pink appendage, and he also references a sort of line from their song Have a Cigar. Supposedly the story went that when Pink Floyd first went to America, a bunch of people, and reporters included, thought that one of them had to be named Pink. So at one point, someone asked, which one of you is Pink? And so, as he says, that's what stuck in our mind, and that's where the name came from.
Americans are stupid, aren't they?
Also, it mentions that one time, supposedly, that Pink Floyd once played a show so loud that it killed a bunch of fish in a pond. And that was apparently only about 97 decibels.
Yeah.
So about less than half of the freaking Sinalpheus Pink Floydy.
The lesson here, kids, bring earplugs when you go to concerts.
Or when you're swimming with the fishes. But not that kind of swimming with the fishes. The kind where you can actually survive and come back.
Right. Where you're not being thrown off of a pier dock by a gangster, see? Yeah, see?
So, anyway, that's a funny story. Moving on. Y'all want to know how I started my morning?
Mm-hmm.
I told you about the Gorillaz tour dates?
No. That was not the first I heard of it, although thank you for jumping the gun, Tara.
Oh, is there a story to this?
Okay, so I woke up. My alarm woke me up because, I had an hour before I had to head to work. I'm just, lying in bed, checking the phone, my tweeters and the Instagrams. And on Instagram, I saw some posts from the 3 Points Music Festival. And it looked like it was very broken up into chunks. Like, one of those where if you, go to the homepage of that profile, you see, 9 squares that all form one big image. And when I saw the images, they all pieced together the image of Gorillaz with a sign of the 3 Points logo saying, "See you in Miami." And at that point, I was like, holy shit. Holy fucking shit. And then I saw the news on Facebook and finally saw the post from Alex in our Skype chat. So, yes, the Gorillaz have in fact announced their first North American tour in 7 friggin' years, which includes a lot of aforementioned festival appearances like Quebec City Summer Festival and Outside Lands. And the big one here, where the tour is ending, is October 13th through the 15th as the big headliner for the yearly 3 Points Multimedia Festival. It's not just music, but there's a bunch of other shit too. Now, this is exciting, of course, to me, because in the nearly 20 years that Gorillaz have been around, they have never once played Florida. Ever. And no, I don't mean Miami. I mean Florida, the entire state. So not even Jacksonville or something. Or Tampa or Orlando. Nowhere.
Well, you know what they say. Better late than never.
It's just...
Actually, nobody says that. Scratch that.
It's so beautiful. It's a moment of glorious reprieve. And I damn well better get tickets to it, goddammit. I hope I win. I entered a couple of 3 Points giveaways for tickets, so I'm hoping I get some. But yeah, if you want to know a better idea of how long the tour is, obviously it starts off July 8th in Chicago, Illinois. Continues through Toronto, Boston, Philadelphia, a couple stops in Japan, New York, Minneapolis, Kansas, and of course hitting up Atlanta before finally hitting up Miami. Sadly, these two don't seem to be anywhere near any shows.
Nope. As usual.
I expected that. Always expected that.
Nah.
Then again, why would anybody want to tour in the 2 most homophobic states in the country?
That is a perfectly good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously I am hype as fuck. And come hell or high water, I'm going to be at 3 Points this year. Datebayo. That's believe it in Japanese.
Rob, go to the corner. Go to the corner. I'll handle the next story.
But I have to snark about this as well.
Whatever.
So yeah, we're moving on to the next story, which Alex and all his weeaboo expertise can explain to us.
Okay, a prerequisite. The day we're recording this, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are performing in my city, Charlotte. Their opening act is Babymetal. And if it weren't for my lack of money, being on this show and having to work tonight, I would be there right now having the goddamn time of my life. Alas, things don't pan out the way we wanted to. Instead, I'm talking about a bunch of music crap with these two.
Hey!
Oh, I hit a nerve.
Maybe. I have feelings too,
Well, anyway, recent announcement regarding Babymetal has shown their more pop idol side as it pertains to their upcoming tour dates in Japan. Dubbed the 5 Fox Festival.
Wait, I thought there were 9 foxes.
No, the 5 Fox Festival. Pay attention, Rob. Read the article. God.
I'm trying to make a Naruto reference here.
Why?
Because it pisses you off.
Get in the fucking corner.
No.
Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, Babymetal will be launching the 5 Fox Festival in Japan. 9 days in 4 venues. The Akasaka Blitz, the ZEP Diver City Tokyo, the ZEP Nagoya, and the ZEP Osaka Bayside. And there are some interesting prerequisites or requirements for these shows. The first 3 shows are called the Black, Red, and Gold Fox Festivals, which respectively are only limited to men, women, and teenagers.
I'm one of those things.
Yeah, you're one of those things. This might sound a little weird, but apparently this is fairly commonplace when it comes to Japanese pop idol culture. And yes, that includes more than just being a big fan of Love Live and Idolmaster, you goddamn weebs. But then you get to the Silver and White Fox Festival, which are spread over the last 6 dates of this miniature tour. For the Silver Fox shows, they're limited to, and I swear I am not making this up, elementary school children and people who are 60-year-old and up. Do with that whatever the hell you want. And as for the White Fox Festival dates, only one requirement. Dress up in corpse paint.
I can do that.
Yeah. Again, this is stuff like this, although not to this extent, it's fairly commonplace when it comes to, pop idol culture in Japan. All these big idol groups, they have, legions of fans spanning different demographics. So naturally the time comes where you have shows just for certain parts of your audience in order to, I guess, provide a unique experience of some kind. But I guess it's the only thing they have left to do since they sold out the frickin' Tokyo Dome.
But, why elementary school and 60-year-olds?
Because Japan, I don't know.
Really, this sounds less like Japan and more like the suburbs of Miami.
I don't know how Japan operates. People are weird over there. They read hentai on the subway.
You make it sound like that's a bad thing.
There are some things you keep to yourself, okay? Have some modesty.
Fuck modesty. No, what? No comeback?
No, I just had a really, 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 really disturbing image in my head, and I am not going to mention what it is.
Oh, well, okay then. I guess unless you have anything else to add to the Five Fox Festival, which honestly sounds like a Naruto filler arc.
No, I don't, except, give me the Tokyo Dome Blu-ray, goddammit!
Well, you heard it. Let's campaign for Alex to get that Blu-ray.
I don't want to spend $80 to import it from Japan. Get it stateside. I don't want to buy it on iTunes either, because that's boring.
Yeah, I hear you. Paying import prices are a bitch. Isn't that right, my physical copy of Maximum the Hormones Yoshu Fukushu that cost me $35? I'm actually looking at it right now. It sticks out like a sore thumb on the fucking CD rack.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, I might as well mention this since it pertains to music, weebiness, and anime. The Ghost in the Shell soundtrack, which is the good Ghost in the Shell, not the crappy one, is getting a vinyl re-release in June. Hooray!
Yay!
Nice.
Yes, very nice. Okay. That's all I had to say.
Okay, so that covers all that weeaboo nonsense. So let's move right on to the last story this week. Another festival announcement. This one, a really big one. I don't mean in terms of hype. I just mean in quantity and scope. We are talking about Summerfest in good old Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's the cheese city, right? Or is that Green Bay?
I am so fucking ashamed of you, Rob. You don't know where cheeseheads come from?
Dude, do I look like you give a shit about football outside of watching funny commercials in between Lady Gaga performances?
It's common knowledge, man.
Fine, if you say so, pal.
Oh my god. Now, how did you not mention the Austin Powers when we were talking about Mike Myers?
Dude, Austin Powers is overrated.
Ugh, I'm surrounded by friggin' idiots. That's an Austin Powers reference. Ha ha!
Of course.
I'm gonna go in the corner right now.
But anyway, this event will be hosted from June 28th through July 2nd, and then an extra day, July 4th, at the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. Boy, that's an unfortunate name. That's what you name a building that you know is going to blow up any minute now. But yeah, this is about a roughly 11-day festival. No, wait, 11 stages, 10 days. And there's a lot of fucking shit here. So let's just... Okay, starting with solely the headliners. First day is Red Hot Chili Peppers with Deer Hoof and Jack Irons. Oh, hey, see how this came full circle with the Babymetal? Next day, Luke Bryan. July 1st, the Zac Brown Band. July 2nd, Pink. July 4th, the Chainsmokers.
So in other words, Megan's birthday is a couple of mediocre EDM artists. EDM/pop stars. As they're performing for 4th of July. Great.
Then, July 5th and 6th, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. July 7th, Dierks Bentley, which I swear to God, that name sounds so familiar to me.
I can tell you who that is. And it's from a Key and Peele sketch. Hootie, Hootie, I'm Hootie, I'm Hootie.
Oh, shit, I remember that. Yeah, that was
thank
funny.
You, Key and Peele. Yeah.
Then, the day afterwards, July 8th, the unholy Triforce of Future, Big Sean, and Migos.
Okay, hold on. I have to question the logistics of this. How do you go from Zac Brown to the Chainsmokers to Tom Petty to fucking Hootie to Future? Something is missing here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's missing. A drop top and a hot box to, smoke cookie in.
Oh, God.
And then, last but not least, Bob Dylan and his band, Sheryl Crow, Jason Isbell, and the 400 something, whatever, a bunch of bullshit. And then, there's still the rest of the lineup to go, which featured highlights include Flume, Alessia Cara, A Day to Remember, presumably still enjoying the fruits of their settlement.
Are they going to sing about getting out of Ocala?
Maybe. The Shins.
Count me in!
Yeah, the Shins, the Steve Miller Band, the Moody Blues, a.k.a. a JoJo reference, Shine Down, Walk the Moon, Huey Lewis and the Power of Love, Steve Aoki,
Boo!
Slightly Stupid, AWOL Nation, the band Perry. Remember them, kids?
Who the fuck were they?
No.
Good. Don't ask, Mark. It's not worth it.
I know.
Terrible.
Third Eye Blind, presumably.
How are they still together?
I assume they're just gonna perform Semi-Charmed Life for an hour and a half.
Do 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 do. Yeah.
Ziggy Marley, Tegan and Sarah, Philip Phillips. Who else? Peter Frampton.
Oh shit, son.
Toto. Holy shit, what the fuck is Chevelle doing here? It's fucking weird.
There's Collective Soul, a.k.a. that band from the 90s you know every song of, but never bothered to learn who the band is.
If you say so, pal. Joss Stone. Hanson.
How are they still together?
I don't know, man.
Been together since? I don't know.
Ooh, REO Speedwagon.
Now that's a JoJo reference, which I swear was the only reason why you had to put this in here. Just for that.
Okay, one, not entirely true. I just needed to pad out this podcast. Second, even if that was true, so what? What's wrong with Speedwagon? What's wrong with our boy, Speedweed?
Well, he's dead.
Well, at least he died of natural causes and not, vampires with Hamon. The Naked and Famous, T-Pain, Death from Above, 1979. What the fuck kind of name is that anyway? I've been meaning to ask.
Shit if I know.
Who else? House of Pain, Aesop Rock.
Oh, House of Pain. Jam Jocks. Jock Jams. Ugh, what the hell am I saying? Jam Jocks. Jock Jams up in here.
Yeah, and that's basically about as far as all the stuff I recognize.
Yeah.
Except, oh fuck, how the fuck are Los Lonely Boys still around?
Los Lonely Boys. Michelle Branch, aka that one singer from 2002 who did a couple songs that were good, but never did anything else after that.
But yeah, that's basically it as far as shit I recognize.
What the fuck?
Yes, that too.
That's just funny to me.
Clearly. So yeah, from June 28th to July 2nd, and to correct earlier, July 4th through July 9th. So I guess they get a 1-day break.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty big festival in terms of, size and lineup and supposed audience, which is going to be 850,000 people. Is that like all at once or over like 11 days?
I'm guessing cumulative, because I'm trying to imagine 850,000 people in one place.
Like, the only other festival I know that can gather that many people is Woodstock, Poland, which gets like 1 million people every year.
That is
That's
a lot of people.
Yeah. And I know that because Dream Theater performed there in 2015. That was awesome.
Yes, it is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't seen it myself.
I have.
Good for you. So yeah, if you actually want to spend, a week and a half in friggin' Milwaukee. See, what even is in Milwaukee anyway?
Coors Light.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder no one gives a shit about Milwaukee.
Yeah. Save yourself the trouble, get yourself a Coors, and go to Steak and Shake and get a cheesy cheddar steak burger. That's the true Wisconsin experience right there.
I would if I knew where to find a conveniently located Steak and Shake that wasn't at least a half hour away. But anyway, that covers all the news, so now we just have to segue into our last bit of shit. The new album releases for the week of April 21st, 2017, of which there were 4 of note. Everything else, I guess, matters to other people, I guess. But as far as shit I'd recognize, starting from the top, there's the newest album from atmospheric black metalers Ghost Bath, titled Storm Warner. A guy who apparently still records music, Manilow! Remember when Stephen Colbert didn't like him?
Yeah.
Good old Barry Manilow has a new album coming out called This Is My Town.
By the way, I have a very, very, very exclusive breaking news story about Barry Manilow. Are you ready for this?
What?
He's gay. Shocking, I know.
Oh, okay then.
Also, he's been married for 40 years.
40 years. That's
to his manager. Also a guy.
Good thing. 40 years of marriage. That's good on him.
Yes, that is very good on him.
Did they have their wedding ceremony in the Copacabana?
I sure hope so.
Anyway, While She Sleeps, British metalcore act, have their newest album coming out called You Are We. And last but not least, alt rockers Incubus have come out with their, or are coming out rather, with their 8th studio album titled, 8.
Yeah.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Let's be honest, you're all just going to be listening to Damn anyway.
That is
You're all
true.
going to be praying against hope that Nation's going to come out, even though it won't, because it doesn't fucking exist, you assholes.
What do you mean it doesn't exist? I sent you the link on Twitter.
Not funny, Rob.
I knew you were bullshitting. I knew you were bullshitting.
Hey, you can't blame me for trying. I gotta get in my inner dink memester shitposter when I can, But yeah, that'll basically just, do it for this week. So this is where we clean house and get the hell out of here. So, Alex, where can they find you on the internet?
Same place as always, but I'll just say it anyway because, contractual obligation. Aura of Azure, ACURE, Twitter and Instagram, Azure_Aura on Twitch, and other places coming soon. They're not ready yet.
Okay, Mark, what about you?
As usual, Twitter, Mac2HybridMedia, my own site, The Mind of Hybrid One, at thehybrid1.wordpress.com. That's it.
Alright, cool. And as for me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rob Barracuda. You can also find me on YouTube at Robert Kuda, which is where video episodes of the podcast are currently going until, the Surreal Resolution YouTube channel finally gets up. So for the meantime, they're still there. Although, remember, we are on iTunes and Google Play, so you can subscribe to the podcast there and get audio-only episodes every Wednesday with the video out every Friday. By the way, I'm going to throw this in there. If you actually want to contact me directly for any reasons related to the podcast, or you just want to tell me that I'm full of shit, you can actually email me at robert@surrealresolution.com. So, anything you have to say, you can put it there. And, of course...
It's like DMs, but more secure.
Right. So, of course, getting back on topic, this is, as we mentioned, the official music podcast of Surreal Resolution, which you can find at www.surrealresolution.com. Find the podcast on its own subdomain, decibelboost.surrealresolution.com. And, follow on Twitter at SurrealRezo. Be sure to listen to the archives of past episodes. Listen to the gaming podcast, The Training Stage, where Tyler is wrong about everything. Don't think I'm not listening. I hear what you say about me on the training stage. Oh, also, I should probably plug here, but coming soon, in fact, probably like the day after this goes up, new movie podcast, Salty Flicks, where Joey says wrong things about movies. And of course,
Don't worry, our written reviews will still go up as usual. They're not going away.
Yeah, so remember to check out such great written content, which, most recently includes Alex's review of Your Name. And
It was amazing!
And of course, our weekly animation, to appease certain nitpickers out there. Write-ups of My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan Season 2, and Samurai Jack Season 5. Which, man, this week's episode was kind of weirdly not good.
It had the Scotsman, though, even though, he died.
Motherfucker couldn't pull out of a driveway. Fuck, man. So, of course, you can also jump into the Discord chat to shitpost memes and all. And, as always, shout out to the producer, Mr. E, for graciously letting me use his music for this podcast. Well, that'll about do it for this week's episode of Decibel Boost. So, if you don't mind, Better Call Saul starts in about 30 minutes, so I kind of have to wrap this up now. Peace.
I'm
Fuck y'all looking at?